Has your Star Micronics kitchen impact printer started giving some printing issues, and you've gone through those basic troubleshooting steps to replace the ink ribbon, and after a couple prints it starts to fade or ceases to even print ink onto the paper? Well, I've got a solution for you, and it's not as complicated as you may think. Now this will work for your Star Micronics SP700, SP742, SP717, SP712, and the SP747 models. Now this issue is typically because the print ribbon drive gear has broken. Now it's a small plastic piece that looks like the tip of a Phillips head screwdriver, and it tends to break, with time or over time as you're replacing these ink ribbons or as you pull them out. Now it does happen randomly, and these printers do last an extremely long time. So when this happens, it makes you want to go out and purchase a new one or just try to figure out what's wrong with it. And in this video, I'll be showing you guys exactly how to replace this print ribbon drive gear, and it's not that expensive. It's only about 10 bucks to order the new print drive ribbon gear, and all you gotta do is install it. And that saves you a ton of money because these things cost hundreds of dollars to purchase. So with that being said, everyone, I'm Reggie from ReggieTECH, and let's get started. So the things that you'll need for this repair are the following. You'll need a flat-headed screwdriver, you'll need a pair of needle nose pliers or a pair of tweezers. You'll also need a Phillips head 002 screwdriver. That's the most basic Phillips head screwdriver that you can find, and I'm pretty sure that you have one in your toolbox or laying around. The next thing that I would suggest getting is a pair of gloves, because once you get into where the impact driver motor is, you'll see that it has a lot of lubricant and grease. That'll leave your hands sticky as well as very greasy. So I would definitely wear gloves just to prevent that stuff from getting on your skin, but also to prevent you from getting any cuts or scrapes while conducting this repair. Not that it's that complicated that it will happen, but just in the event that it does. And before we get started with this repair, everyone, I just want to let you know that you are conducting this at your own risk. If for whatever reason you are not comfortable with any part of this repair process, please do take your printer into a professional to have them replace your print ribbon drive gear. Alrighty everyone, well, the patient is ready for surgery, so let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your printer is powered off, and then you're just going to want to remove the power cable from the back of the printer. And once you do, that means that it's completely powered off and disconnected from any power source. That's the safest way to work on any electronic device. Then we're going to go ahead and open up the front hatch on your printer where you would access your ribbon. This is your ink ribbon that allows the ink to transfer onto the paper. Now this is right in front of your paper hatch. If you have never replaced your ink before, this is where you'll find it. So let's close that back right there. And the first thing you're going to want to do in here is just remove your ink cartridge. And that's basically it. So you see right here on the ink cartridge where it has this little plus, it kind of looks like a Phillips head screwdriver. Screw. So that is the piece that connects to the print drive gear. Now, as you guys can see right here, this print drive gear is completely gone. Usually you'll see that it's missing a leg, and the leg just refers to one of the spokes on the screwdriver or on the point of the gear. Now, when that's gone, it tends to slip, and then the ribbon doesn't get automatically turned to feed new ribbon so that there's fresh ink going to the impact drive, and then it's getting printed onto the printer. So that's where the issue's coming when you have this gear broken, and when you're experiencing that you're installing new cartridge after new cartridge and the ink just continuously starts to fade and then just ceases to transfer to the paper. That's the main reason why this usually happens. So this is what the new ribbon drive gear is supposed to look like. And it comes in two parts. So one part connects to the other gear assembly, and then this piece connects here, and that allows it to spin the ribbon. So as you can see, it looks exactly like a Phillips head screwdriver's tip. Absolutely nothing different about it. And that's what turns this gear. Now, why they don't make this in metal, it completely, baffles me. Because this piece is plastic and it's kind of fragile, and it's in a place that's going to be highly stressed all the time. So I do feel like this should be made in metal just so that it would last a lot longer. But nonetheless, this is the new piece that we're going to be replacing. So let me show you guys how it's done. The first thing we're going to do is remove the E-clips. So there's one E-clip on this side, and you guys can see that right here in this corner. And to remove that, all you have to do is take the flathead screwdriver and just kind of pry it in between the E and pull up. And once you pull up, just pull up slowly and make sure your finger's there to brace it so that when it comes up, it doesn't go flying everywhere. But that's how that E-clip looks. After that piece is removed, we're just gonna push this back, and we're able to then pull it up and out of the way. And you guys are gonna see that there is a spring connected to the back side of this. That spring, we're just gonna remove it for now, and that's where those needle nose pliers or tweezers will come in handy later on. So we can set that piece aside as well. After that, we're just gonna move this impact motor over to the side, and it's gonna be over towards the right-hand side. And we're gonna take our screwdriver one more time. There's one more E-clip down in this corner over here, and that's what we're gonna be removing next. So we're just gonna remove that the same exact way. And that one is out now. We'll put that aside as well. After that, we're going to move the impact motor over to the left-hand side, and you'll see that this rod has now shifted. What we're going to do after that is just get it to a nice, loose space, because we're going to be removing the screws that are housing that drive gear. The next thing we're going to do is grab our Phillips head screwdriver and just take out these two screws. There's one screw back here at the bottom towards the belt, and the next one is right next to that drive gear itself. So we're just going to remove those screws like this. And I'm already struggling because that grease has gotten onto my gloves. But nonetheless, we're just gonna grab that next screw and take it out, just like this. And once that second screw is out, now this plate is pretty much free. So what we're gonna do is move this rod aside and kind of just pry up the plate with the gear. And as you guys can see, here are the two parts of that gear, and this is the plate that it fits into. And you'll see the other gear that bigger gear down here connects to. But we're going to be just replacing both of these pieces. This may still be good, but just because we have a brand new set, we're going to install that just to be safe and so that we don't have to come back in here for a while. So what I find makes this easier to put in is just to set this bigger gear in place down here at the bottom. And once it's pretty much set into place, we're just going to grab the plate and insert the Phillips head side of the gear facing upwards, and then we will just angle it into place. It helps just because of the angle that we're inserting this into the printer at, as well as just to make sure everything fits in there properly. And once we do, we're just going to give it a little spin and make sure that everything seats properly. And as you guys can hear, we now have that clicking sound, and that clicking sound is basically that the gears are now connected together. And now once we have the plate and the gears back in, you'll see that it's still raised up quite a bit. So what you're going to do is just pull this little plastic black lever to the side, and you'll see that everything just falls right into place and everything is seated correctly. After that, we're just going to reinsert these screws and make sure everything is nice and tight. And I'm just gonna make sure to tightly have these screws set down into place. Once that's set back into place, we want to push this rod back into its hole on the side. And once we push it back into its place, we're just going to move this impact driver motor all the way over to the right hand side. And we're going to get one of our E-clips. Now those may be a little hard to pick up afterwards just because they're so flat. If you have something magnetic, it makes it easier to grab it. But after we have it in hand, all we're going to do is just set it back into place. And then we're just going to grab our flathead screwdriver again, and we can just press it down so that it clips right in. And we're going to move this impact driver motor all the way back to the left-hand side one more time. Then we're going to grab the covering that goes over the gears and the ribbon assembly. And for this part, we're going to use either the needle nose pliers or a pair of tweezers. Whatever you have on hand works. And what we're going to do is grab this spring. And I just want to show you guys, this spring does come out completely. So if it does come out completely, don't freak out. There is a hook right down here in this corner that the bottom of this will attach to. And once you have it hooked on, we can just spring it upwards and we can put it right into place. Now if you don't have access to a pair of tweezers and a pair of needle nose pliers, it's still extremely simple to do. I got this done without either of those with one of the repairs that I did on these printers. So it is possible, it just takes more time and a little bit more finesse. But after we get that installed, we're just gonna make sure to lower this down. We want the left side to go down first because you guys can see that there's two holes there. One hole is bigger so that this piece can slide in, and then the next one is smaller so that it locks it in place. So after we get everything set down, we're just gonna push it down and then push it to the side. Once it's pushed to the side, we can then reinsert the E-clip for this side. And we're just going to put that in place right here. Once we do, we can just grab our flathead screwdriver one more time and just gently push that down so that it clips into place. And just like that, your print ribbon drive gear is completely fixed and your ribbon should now automatically feed. Now this repair obviously takes a lot longer just to get the video done, but it's a really quick process and I believe you can get this done in about 10 to 15 minutes, you know, with the right tools. It just takes a short amount of time to replace this gear. And after we do that, we can hear the clicks from the ribbon once we start turning it. So now we're going to do a test run and see how the printer prints. Alrighty guys, so the printer is now out of surgery and it looks like we're all set. Operation has been successful. So with that being said everyone, this is an extremely easy fix. This could take about 5 to 10 minutes if you're not filming like I was. But if you have the right tools and you watch the video and you see exactly what to do, it can take you that short amount of time just to replace that drive gear. However, as I said before, if you're not comfortable with any part of the repair process, definitely take it to a professional and have them replace it for you. It's an extremely cheap fix rather than having to spend hundreds of dollars on a brand new printer. For 10 bucks and just a little bit of work, your printer is like brand new again, and you're going to be seeing vibrant prints, and you won't have to constantly be replacing these ink ribbons, as well as having to constantly turn the little knob so that fresh ink reaches the impact driver motor. So with that being said, everyone, I will be leaving links to these little drive gears down in that description box below, so definitely check it out. If you guys have any questions or comments at all about this process, please comment them down in that comment section below and I will be quick to answer them. If you guys also have any other questions regarding these POS printers, definitely drop them down below as well, and I'll try to help out as best as I can. So if you guys enjoyed this video today and like what you saw, go ahead and smash that like button down below, and I hope you guys really did find this video informative and saw some troubleshooting methods to figure out what exactly is going on with your printer. If you guys enjoy content like this and want to see more just like it, consider subscribing to my channel. And don't forget to hit that notifications bell so that you guys will be notified whenever I upload any new videos. With all that being said, everyone, I hope you all stay well, stay safe, and stay healthy. I'll see you next time.